Hello, my friends. Welcome to a new Illuvium token update and my own personal view on the token. Recently, pretty much exactly 1 month ago, I made a warning about the Illuvium token, or before you make an investment into Illuvium. Um, the majority of these points are still true, and I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. So if you haven't seen that already, make sure to watch this first. It's called Warning, Watch Before Invest in Illuvium, and it's going to cover the majority of points that you're going to miss in this video. So make sure to watch this first before you watch this current video, because this is going to be the updated version exactly 1 month after. Okay, so let's get right into it. 1 month has passed. It's exactly been a month actually. The last time I checked the token was in very early of August. Had a deep look into the tokenomics, into the token itself, and what's more important, the release of token, which could very well turn into the token being dumped for quite a bit, and of course, as such, lead to a very high volatility in the token price, and of course, maybe even a huge loss when you were to invest and keep it for the short term. Okay, so this is just the short term outlook. Um, Last time when we had our recent token update, it had a token price of 112, and I think we can get right into it and see how high the token price stands now. So there we are. Um, Actually, the reason why I'm having a look today is because yet again we've seen another pretty decent movement. 8% down during the last 24 hours, pretty high downfall, which of course comes from the current situation of our macro economy in the US and of course all around the world. Um, so of course, crypto isn't really unfazed by that. As you can see, Illuvium takes a huge dump from that, just as well as all the other projects. We got AXS, we got Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those token pretty much took a huge hit. So what means is that we have real world problems, and of course, it's going to translate to crypto projects too, at least for now during current times. This doesn't have to be the case in the future. So, what has happened? We are now pretty much 40%, yeah, more or less 40% lower than we were before, or a bit more actually. But let's just say 40%. So we're 40% lower than our last update, which is actually quite the downfall. I didn't expect the token to go this far down so fast. But as you can see, it's pretty much the token trying to fight its way back up, or like trying to recover a little whenever it goes down. You can see it right away, it moves back up. It's being bought up by the community. It has a very, very strong community. However, if you see bigger downfalls in the token price, bigger movements, actually, then you can see we can't really keep up with buying back or buying token to increase token price. So after every higher downfall, we only ever see a small upwards trend, and that's usually quite short. And then it just goes further down and down and down. This is just 1 month. We've moved from $110 to just $70. So yeah, what has changed for me? Why do I make this update now? The token itself, or the project itself, is great. So we don't really have to discuss this anymore. You know my view. You know my view on the project itself, on the token, on everything. Starting from revenue distribution over to the staking, to the games, to the pretty much the whole franchise that you could call Illuvium at some point in the future. All of this I take into account, and I make measures for it myself. So I take this into account, and I have these in my mind when I look at this token. So even though I don't name all these things every single time, I still got these in mind. I got your comments. I know this. I'm sure of it. Of course, there's always things that I do not take into account either, but I try to always have a broad view on everything. So despite me loving this project, it's truly one of my favorites, despite me never having invested into this. Um, I always try to make an objective, neutral opinion on it. So the token went up a lot, it went down a lot. Let's just call it as it is. It's not in the historically best position, but nevertheless, it's not really in a bad position either. Um, Public sale, as far as I remember, was it like $90? Actually, we can look it up here, I think. Yeah. Public sale, is it named here? Yeah, $90. Okay, I remembered correctly. So we are not that far from that. I'm pretty sure public investors are not going to dump into this. They're in it for the long run. Of course, the pre-seed and the seed phase and all those tokens that are being unlocked right now, they could have somewhat of an effect on the tokenomics and the token itself, especially its current value. But if you're already an investor in this project and you've set your mind that this is going to be it for you, this is going to be the project, then this is actually a great opportunity for you, right? Like imagine this token just being $500 all year round and it doesn't move, and then it goes up to like $1,000. Okay, you doubled your money. That's pretty cool, but there's room for more. So um, if it goes down to $70 and you see it back at 1,000 once again, then you haven't just doubled your money, correct? So that's of course a much greater opportunity. So there's no reason to grow bitter, rather the opposite. If you're a long-term fan and you're sure that it's going to skyrocket at some point, then this is your opportunity that you're going to get right now. So what's my plan? Of course, I'm not going to dump all my money into this right now. However, last time I already told you I'm going to take it slow approach. Having set my mind on the token, on the price, and then deciding whether I want to DCA into it or not. And I did this the past month. And first of all, I didn't really see that much of a reason to go in, because there wasn't just that much of a reason to really buy it now. However, ever since recent weeks, I feel the sentiment has changed a little bit, and personally, actually, the project does feel a little bit more cheap right now. If I look at the diluted market capitalization, even the fully diluted valuation, it's like at 700 million, which of course it's not little, right? It's quite the amount. But if you compare this to bigger companies, bigger franchises, then it's not that much anymore. And Illuvium can very well grow to something like that. And of course, the revenue distribution plays a huge role in that as well. So if you hold our token, if you buy some, hold it, stake it, whatever, and the game is hugely accepted by the market, we get lots of players, gamers, etc., and this whole thing turns into something really great, then it's going to be huge investment. And you're not just taking part an investor, but you're also taking part as a player, as a lender maybe, as someone who provides fuel, as someone who provides advice, as someone who's on the council or voting or whatever, providing governance. There's just so much things to be involved in this project from so many different aspects. Um, Even for me as an investor, there's just so much that this game or this project itself provides, that makes it very attractive. And I think 700 million, that's a price point where I would say, okay, that's kind of fair. It's a gamble, of course. It's always a gamble. You'll never know how it happens, how it evolves, and how things go in the long run. It can always crash, go to zero. You may lose all your money. This is no financial advice. However, it may also very well go into the opposite direction and lead to a huge fun project that's going to be fun and a great opportunity for everyone that participates in it. And that's what I see actually. So I made my decision today, and I'm sure that I'm going to invest and build my first position in this project now. So that's my conclusion that I got to in the past 30 days. I'm going to buy in maybe in the next couple days, maybe the next week. Not quite sure yet, but it's going to be happening this month, of course. And I'll just buy a small position, couple hundreds dollars. That's pretty much about it. Couple token, and that'll be it. And then I'll get some more next month. So I'm not really dumping everything in it right now. I'm going to DCA into it over the course of like half a year maybe, and then I'll see and check if this is really the thing that I would like to um, be in the long run. Of course, I'll never sell anything. That's pretty much my stay on all the crypto projects that I invest in. I always take my time to invest into something. I rarely ever jump into something right away. I usually try to take my time, have a decent look, and then I'll buy a position, build it out. And if it's not really as I expected it to be, I'll just stop investing and not just, but I'll leave everything there. That's my personal play on the project itself. So looks solid. The whole project itself, of course, looks pretty decent too. There are many opportunities, which, for example, could be the franchise growing into something bigger. Um, Other projects could make use of the Illuviums, the NFTs as well. It's already been confirmed that they're very open to new games that are pretty much making use of this whole Illuvium franchise thing, basically. So that's something I'm looking forward to greatly. And of course, when things are there, and when all the things are set, and when the game is big, and when it's a huge thing, then it may be too late. Of course, right? So um, it's always obvious to say that when things are already going, it's usually too late to make a huge return of invest. Of course, the risk is different as well, but that's my personal take on it. High risk, high reward, and I think at $70 per ILV coin, that's a pretty fair price for the project. So, and that's coming from a person who pretty much said all year, uh, project is cool, it's amazing, triple A style, but not quite worth its current hype. Like, I mean, it probably is, but like, the risk is just too great to justify such a huge token price for what you actually get. But looking back to, like, let's say December last year, the game itself, it has pretty much grown into something that you can actually grab a hold of. It's become something you can see. It's become something that you get regular insights and leaks from. You pretty much know already how things are going to be. Of course, not everything is set yet, but we're in a very, very forward-looking situation, and sometimes not receiving bad news is actually much better than receiving good news. So the absence of bad news for me personally is already a very good sign, and that's something I very rarely get from projects like these. So in this case, it has definitely grown into something that is worth its current value, at least from my point of view. Um, and I think it's actually worth a try to just throw some money in, some play money, get some ILV, and see where the journey ends up. So, my personal take: I'll buy a few $100 into it, DCA over the next months. So throw a few hundred every now and so forth, depending on the ILV situation and other projects as well. But I'm not going to throw some serious numbers in here either. So I'll just stay calm to it, analyze the project, the people, and the community too, because let's be honest, the community is the most important thing about any project. A great community usually leads to a great project as well. So that's my personal take on it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't take everything I say too personal. I know it's a very emotional topic. I don't mean any harm or evil. You can take that as a given. But I'll just try to give my own um, opinion on this project. So flipping this token makes no sense anyway. But if you'd like to be a long-term part of this project, then this is something you could get right into it. Okay, guys, I'll show you an update once I get some ILV, so you know that how much I got, when I got it, etc., etc. So you know that everything is fully transparent and that you can believe what I say or not believe it, whatever. Either way, if you guys enjoyed, that's it for the video. I don't want it to be too long, and I'll keep you guys updated. That's it for the video, guys. Goodbye.